5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello everyone, we are the teammates, and here are the group members: Ken Thomas Qualing, May Laguda, Jinkilu Martin, and Samantha Rivas. And we are presenting the La Cruz family story. The La Cruz family is a nuclear family that comprises of the father, Juan, 45 years old, mother, Maria, 40 years old, and two biological children, Pepe, 18 years of age, and Pilar, 10 years old. Juan was working as a truck driver, while Maria was a full-time mother and a homemaker. Pepe is currently a senior high school student who always hangs out with friends after school and would come back home in just in time for bed. On contrary, Pilar is a grade 4 schooler who is polite, kind, and courteous. Okay, the family migrated to Toronto, Canada since 2009. They were originally from Metro Manila, Philippines, and as an Asian in culture, the ethnic background, the family lived in a Filipino neighborhood surrounded by different amenities such as grocery, restaurants, school, and churches. Public transportation and healthcare facilities are also accessible in this community. They live in a two-bedroom apartment in a low-income neighborhood of Toronto. The family are Roman Catholics and the couple were married in church for and have been together for 20 years. The dilemma entered the family's lives after Juan de la Cruz was on the job when the Whiplash incident happened. He was cruising along Highway 401 when another truck rear-ended him. The motor vehicular accident, or MVA, occurred last March of 2019, which led to a spinal cord injury, T1 to L5, and caused him to be paraplegic. He was at Sunnybrook Hospital for 8 weeks. Within 5 days into his home, he acquired pressure ulcer stage 3 in the coccyx area due to immobility. The factor that one is handicapped, reflected by restrictions in mobility, social integration, and occupation, have contributed to the decreased depression symptomology as reflection of his impairment. Maria feels responsible in taking care of her husband and became the source of stress of the family. Pepe and Pilar felt sad and worried about their father's condition. The health problem caused the family to be worried, anxious, and depressed. The family seek help to healthcare providers in Sunnybrook hospitals, nurses, social worker, and Lynn regarding home care for one and resources to support them physically, emotionally, and financially. The only family the De La Cruz have is one's uncle who is unmarried. He has been helpful to the family, especially in driving the couple back to their home. Since the accident, Maria has been having severe headaches. She visited their family doctor and shared she has trouble sleeping since her husband's accident and do not feel rested in the morning. Maria is anxious about her family's health and financial instability. The illness greatly impacted the family's routine. Before one became paraplegic, he was able to help his wife in doing some of the household chores. But now that he is homebound, Maria has to do all the household chores, feeding and bathing and taking care of one, and is worried in the financial needs of the family. Pepe is forced to do part-time job to support the needs of the family. After school, he goes to Tim Hortons as a baker and works for 4 hours. During the weekend, he stays home and helps his mother. Pilar at the age of 4 is clever and considerate. She shows her love and care and understanding to her family.
This is a slide. This slide represents the De La Cruz family genogram, detailing the medical history of a family in order to assess risks. This is the overview of the De La Cruz family echo map. These external factors have strong relationships with the De La Cruz family, which is represented by the bold lines. The church, neighborhood, one's uncle, one's friends, community resources and services, home health nurse, counseling support group, and there are some aspects that have these tensed or weak relationship with the De La Cruz family, which is represented by the broken lines. One's work, family doctor, pillars, and Pepe's school, Pepe's work, PSW, and health insurance.
Now let's move on to the manners and examples. So to demonstrate the profound acts of kindness, courtesy, respect, and politeness, let's first focus on kindness. Kindness is one of the essential characteristics of a nurse. We can show this gesture to the De La Cruz family by listening to their concerns, showing interest, paying attention to their needs, and acknowledging their situation. The family is having trouble in their lives. We can demonstrate kindness to them by being there, conveying openness and generosity without judgment, avoiding false reassurance, identifying their coping skills, accepting each member's point of view without any arguments, showing support, empathy, and understanding using verbal or nonverbal behaviors appropriate to the situation, and respecting their dignity. Establishing therapeutic relationship and communication demonstrated by kindness in words that are maintained by congruent body language, gestures, and eye contact is also important. Courtesy. It is showing of politeness in one's attitude and behavior towards others. We can express courtesy to the De La Cruz family by starting conversation and asking questions, showing interest and listening carefully to their answers without judging them. Be considerate of how they are feeling and respond to their questions in a polite way. When communicating with the family, maintain eye contact, use proper body language, ask how each family member wants to be addressed, gather information by asking open ended questions, which helps to get more accurate information and improve therapeutic relationship. Respect. Respecting an individual or family is one significant feature of a nurse. This can be shown to the De La Cruz family by being understanding and sensitive towards their feelings, expressions, and body languages. In addition, acknowledge the family's culture, values, preferences, beliefs, perceptions, and feelings. When talking with a family, we should listen carefully to what they are saying, maintain eye contact, the tone of the voice and facial expression is appropriate to make them feel respected, and express empathy in a non judgmental way. Respecting their right to be informed and providing support in informed decision making are also signs of respect. Lastly, politeness. Being polite means being aware of and respecting the feelings of other people. We can express politeness to the De La Cruz family by greeting them appropriately, gaining eye contact, and smiling naturally. Remain friendly and positive and pick up on the verbal and nonverbal signals from each family member. Listen attentively to what they are saying and use appropriate language. Now let's move on to the 5 therapeutic questions to engage the family. First is, what are your thoughts or views or feelings about one's illness or condition? How does one's condition affect the whole family? What kind of support system do you currently have? Are you aware of the available resources in your community that you think might help you and your family? What strengths do each family member possess that will help cope up with Juan and Maria's health condition? And lastly, the past few weeks, do you feel hopeless or overwhelmed in taking good care of your husband? And what aspects of care do you feel difficult to handle or challenging? Does your husband display any action or thought about harming himself?
This is the psychosocial considerations. What psychosocial social considerations are important to examine for your family? What difficulties or challenges may they be facing in this situation? There are several psychosocial considerations that are significant to examine for the De La Cruz family: supportive behaviors, shared responsibility, shared religious core, awareness of problems, and health seeking behaviors. In addition, we should also consider these factors: social support system, religious affiliation, health problems, availability of health services, alteration in family responsibilities, increased caregiving demands, family members' distress, anxiety, fear, and depression, family emotional and social distress.
Next is commendations of family and individual strengths. Empowering the De La Cruz family to work together to achieve family health is a primary goal of family nursing care. Commendation is one way of empowering a family, which focuses on the family and individual strengths, competencies, and resources. First is Juan. He's a responsible father and a faithful spouse and is covered by company health insurance. Maria, she is a devoted full-time mother, loving wife, and homemaker. Pepe, he took the initiative to find a part-time job to support the family and staying on weekends to help his mother. Pilar, a polite, kind, courteous, and loving daughter. Family, they can communicate in English. They have their Catholic faith that keeps them going. Family is open and collaborates with family nurse and extended family support through one's uncle. And lastly, resources. They live in a Filipino neighborhood close to groceries, restaurants, school, and church. Public transportation and healthcare facilities are accessible, and support from home health nurse, social worker, and local health integration network. So we have a script of what we would say to each family member. So the nurse to Juan, you and Maria have been married for 20 years now and counting and going stronger, especially at this point in your life after your accident. Try to look back and remember all the wonderful memories you have made as a couple and as a family, and all the hardships you have surpassed all these years. I am confident that working together as a family, you will surmount this trial in your life, and this event will make your family much closer and stronger. With the help of your uncle and me, your family nurse, the LHIN, the social worker, and available resources, we can regain the desirable family health we want to achieve. So, the nurse to Maria, your deep concern about your family situation is only natural for a caring and loving mother like you. You have dedicated your life for your husband and two kids and have raised them well. I commend your being open to being helped by me, the social worker, and LHIN, and our goal is to help you reach your family's goal. Nurse to Pepe, for your age, it is admirable to take the initiative to work and study at the same time. As the firstborn and one of the men in the family, you took it upon yourself to support your family by finding a part-time job and helping out your mother during weekends when you could be spending your time with your friends. You are also a loving big brother to Pilar. Lastly, nurse to Pilar, tell me about your school and friends, Pilar. As the baby of the family, you have become the sunshine of your mother, father, and brother's lives through your kindness and loving acts to your parents. Continue to excel in school and your lively spirit. So So the tools that we use to engage and support the De La Cruz family are the Family Genogram and EcoMap, Family Reasoning Web, and Family System Stressor Strength Inventory of the Family Assessment and Intervention Model.
The priorities for this family are to do a thorough assessment of the family, to assess one with depression and how to prevent further complications in his current condition and early recovery, and assess Maria how she is coping with the family situation and for possible depression, to provide emotional support, stress management, and coping for the whole family, to help one develop a hobby or recreational therapeutic activities in the community that will help him function well and will boost his confidence, to help Maria find a job that will support the needs of the family financially, to ensure collaboration with healthcare support system such as LEAN, social worker, physiotherapists, and other community services that will benefit the family.
We implemented nursing interventions for the Lapus family. First, we established a therapeutic relationship with the client and family by spending one-on-one with them and keeping commitments, providing encouragement, support, and being empathetic. Second, deal with the family members in warm, caring, respectful way, acknowledge difficulties and realities of the situation. At Moore 2006, page 122. Encourage the client to share his beliefs, thoughts, and expectations about his illness. Encourage verbalization about the situation. Dominguez, Morehouse, and Moore 2006, page 122. Family assessment with their strengths, weaknesses, and ability in coping with stress. Sixth is referrals with other interprofessional team and resources. 7. Refer to support groups, employment, counselors, counseling, and psychotherapy as indicated by individual committees. Dominguez, Morehouse, and Moore 2006, page 122. Facilitate family conference and teach family members how they can assist in clients' care to enhance family support. And for the family care plan for the De La Cruz family, we have the diagnosis, general and specific family system stressors. The first one is the inability to cope related to father accident, as manifested by lack of knowledge regarding accessible, available community resources, father developing stress and change of roles and family dynamics, financial disruption and illnesses. Also, ineffective role performance related to health alterations as evidenced by physical health. Also, caregiver role strain related to insufficient finances and lack of knowledge about assistance and support. Chronic sorrow related to disability of father as evidenced by depressions. And for our goals for family and clinicians are the following. First is to identify strengths and weaknesses as a family. Second is able to establish coping mechanisms and provide information related to stress management. And last is to develop support system from family, close friends, or organizations. And for the outcomes evaluation and replanning, we have the family established way in coping stress, such as deep breathing technique, enough sleep, and develop support system, presented needed support from various organizations. Also, the family manifested a positive attitude in life. Also, the family received emotional support from the family, friends, and community. And the last is one received respite care and other services such as art therapy, recreational activities, and music therapy.